All right, back out of camp. Ooh, is it nice today? It's that's like 2 o'clock. Had a little bit of a late start, but we was out working at the haunted house last night. So, but yeah, it's nice out. I'm gonna hang the ham up here in a few minutes. We're gonna have we got a little bit of different food tonight. I'm gonna make fajitas tonight, so that should be pretty good. And I'm not shooting on my phone, at least not all of it on my phone today. So I am shooting on a Sony A6300, one of the older cameras. So this ought to be fun. I brought the older Coleman out, the 68. We're gonna get that started here later on tonight. And we got plenty of food, and it's just me for tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna do some oddball stuff tonight. Get some stuff filmed up. I'm gonna do some fire starting stuff. So I'm gonna do like a couple different videos of that. But I'm waiting to get a couple extra things here, and I'm gonna show you how to do that stuff. But I'm gonna go around later on, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some different stuff for different fire starting stuff. So like punk wood and stuff like that. So, all right, man, let's get the hammock put up and get relaxed. We'll get the food on here shortly, and we're just gonna walk around a little bit and see what's going on. So, all right, man, let's get it going. I'm using Superior Gears straps again. I didn't bring the hammock out because it's still a little bit too warm for that. I brought it out last time and I was sweating my butt off. But I love their straps though. Super simple to put on. But I use them for all the other hammocks that I got too. So that's simple. That's it. Ridge Runner, same as always, double layer. Love this thing. Super simple. Get the fine adjustments once we get it hooked on the tree. Super comfortable. I mean, you can. I got an underquilt, but I mean, you can use anything. You get a pad. That's why it's a double layer. That and it makes it stronger too. But super comfortable. And I'm 6'4" at 255. And when I first got this, I was pushing 300. So, and it holds me just fine. I've had this probably 6 years and not had any problems with it. So nice because it's got the bug net in it. And if you've never slept in a hammock before, try one of these first, a bridge hammock, and see how it makes you feel, how you sleep in it. Because you'll see, and people that know the hammocks know that this is pretty decent. It's pretty flat. I mean, as flat as you're going to be, you know, other than using one of the other, like the Haven hammock or whatever. But I don't have one of those. I have 2 Ridge Runners. I got a Superior Gear, the winter. I think it's a 0 degree. It's either 10 or 0 degree. And yeah, so I love it. And then, like I say, once you get it put up, you got 2, 3, 4 rods, and you can't get them mixed up because you got 3 up front and 2 at the foot. So, because it gets narrow as you go down. The actual hammock itself don't, but the rods do, because you really don't need it that much longer down there. Hook your there's a little springy cord there. You got to put it through. I mean, you do, don't have to. It's not that big of a deal. Just holds up the center part of the hammock. No big deal. And then these are the aluminum ones because I don't do a lot of hiking, so there it is. That's the head end, and now we'll go do the foot end. And that's these 2 here. And now they make these They make them carbon fiber too, but like I say, I don't hunt. I don't hike enough to really like weight wise. A couple of small hikes that we do are like maybe a mile or two. There ain't anything that's too crazy. So the weight on us really don't matter. So, and the aluminum ones are pretty light. But if you're walking a lot, you know, look into the carbon fiber one. So, yeah, it is what it is. Camera fell over already. It's gonna be a good start. But it's cool because I like the hammock because it's got the pockets in it where you can put your stuff. A little bit of a pocket up here, and it's got pockets on both sides. So, and these are all internal too. So when you put when the bug net is all zipped up, everything is internal. So see, your zipper goes like this way, and I'll show you here in a minute. But the bug net does not come off these hammocks, but it folds up and goes into a little pocket at the foot end, but it don't get in the way. So now we got to get in, check the lay. That's the shit right there. Let's see what I do too is once you put it up, lay in it for a little bit, and then throw your underquilt and all that stuff on there, and throw a couple pieces of gear or something in there, and it weights it down. And the reason why you do that is everything in time stretches. So the way you put it up now, you know, 2 or 3 hours from now when you get in it, it's going to stretch over time. So that way, and that was the thing what I was telling Nathan too when he first started using it, because what happens is if you're not perfect, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if your feet are lower, and when you get in it, I'm laying pretty straight right now, but if I don't adjust it later on, especially after I've laid in it for a little bit, when I get in it tonight, over time, you're gonna start tilting, and you'll wind up at the foot box. Like there'll be like that much of the top, and you'll be all scrunched up at the bottom, and vice versa. You ideally kind of want it to go toward the head end a little bit more because there's more weight up here. Is what I find works out. But yeah, you got to give it a little bit of an adjustment and just lay in it for a little bit, and you'll get there. So yeah, I'm just gonna lay here now and enjoy this weather. So here's a little bit better picture of the bug net, and see there's like a little pocket right here to go into. It's pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't get in the way, and once you do, you can even flip it over too if you need to. But a lot of times, like in the winter time that we use them, I don't even take the bug net out because there's no bugs or anything out. But as you can see, it's just laying here now. I'll hook it up and I'll show you how it hooks up, but it's pretty simple. It's got the little stringer lines and everything that hold it up off your feet and off your face and stuff. And it's got these little hooks that go up here, which I don't know where that one's at. That one's disappeared, but you can just hook it right onto there. And that way it gets up off your face. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that now and show you what it looks like. But I probably won't use it tonight, but we'll just have to wait and see how buggy it gets, because it's supposed to get down into the 50s tonight, so that'd be good. I got the bug net up, it's hooked up, and you got adjustments here, like it'll bring it tighter on both ends. Flip it over. I got a clothespin. If you want to do this, take both sides, because it zips. It's got 2 zippers on it. It comes from this end, it comes all the way up around and zips, and you can like open it from any different angle, and I'll show you here when I get in there. But what I do is, if you want to leave this up here, just roll it up and then get yourself one of these little clips. I'll show you here. One of these little clips like this. And you could use one of these, or you can use like a clothesline clip. That works too. So, but I'll show you this here in a second. So we're gonna put that in there. this up in there so it holds it up. It's not a big deal. Get in the hammock. Like I say, you got plenty of room. Look all the way around here. Plenty of room, keeps it off you. Got plenty of foot room, a lot of head room. And like I say, if you want, and see, all your pockets are internal, so everything's in here. Headlamps, you know, whatever, water bottle. But you can take and unzip these because they go all the way around. And you can take this thing and just wrap it up here. Wrap, put this out the way. And see, it's pretty steady. I've never fallen out of it, so see. And then you could put that up higher, then you just tighten this up and it gets it out of your way. So, but yeah, but for the most part, I'm just gonna take and set it down there for tonight. And I'm gonna get my top quilt out and the bottom quilt out, and we'll walk around a little bit, get some stuff there. I got some ideas too, so we're gonna do that. All right, I got the underquilt out, and this is actually Warbond. It's 20 degree underquilt. So what you do with this here, and I've had to modify this a little bit because it broke, and I've only had this for like 2 years, and it broke already. The straps broke, but the end that's got the patch on it is the part that goes up by your body, because it's got you'll see, because it's shaped like a body. So what we had to do here, because it ripped, like that part of there broke, right? If you can see it, if I can get it to focus, but that part broke. So I don't know, it was like there's like rubber parts, you can see it up here. There's like a rubber piece that, oh, nope, it's on the other side. See, even this one broke too. See, there's like a little rubber hook or a loop that goes to, and they both broke. Like they dry rotted or something, and it's like we've never abused it. I mean, everything's kept inside, so we did go through 2 winters, but still, you know, you would think that it would last a little bit more. But also too, hook it either on the end or on your actual rig. Don't hook it down here, because it'll start pulling, it'll start tearing that, and then your hammock's going to be screwed. But at least up here, you can put it on the clip up there. A lot of times I'll do that, and I'll just bring it around here like this so it'll hold it. That's perfect. So I got also too, I got the Warbond Diamondback top quilt. Oh, I love this thing. And I just ordered another one too. This is Nathan's. I have the UGQ one that I bought years ago. And like, I love it, but the way that there's like a snap that they got hooked up right there that hooks the foot box and all that, like closes that off. That like rubs on my my calf. So I was thinking about cutting it off, but I'm gonna have to wait and see. But I love their top quilt, super warm, and I do believe this one's a 10 degree. We usually don't buy anything that's a 60 long, 10 degree. I usually don't buy anything higher than that, like 30s or anything. I always try to keep it at a 10 degree, because that puts you in a good spot. We're in Ohio, so it don't get like super cold, but you know, we're not in Michigan or you know, Wisconsin where it like freezes and shit like that. I mean, it does freeze here, but not the last 3 years, almost 4 years, we haven't had almost no really cold weather. I mean, snow-wise, we're hurting. And I'm a winter camper, so. But then I have a thermal rest pillow, and I'll get that here in a second. I'll show you that one. It's super comfortable too, and it folds up. I have a Thermarest pillow, and it folds up into itself right here. I just didn't do it this time because I packed it. The newer one, this is the Thermarest, the newer one that we just got, Nathan, because I was using another pillow. It's different. It's not the same. I don't know what they did to it, but it's super comfortable and it packs down pretty good. And it's got enough memory foam in it too that it raises my head up, because I'm a picky sleeper. But yeah, I usually at home I usually sleep with like 2 different pillows. But yeah. But I would say the Thermarest pillow at this point for me is perfect. And we bought him one too, but they've made it different for some reason. It's slightly different, and it's got like hooks and stuff on it. I don't know why they did all that, but the little hook that they got on the top's actually pretty decent, because you can actually hook a little bungee to that, to your hammock, so that way your pillow don't slide down. Like if you're in the superior gear, like a gathered in hammock, it's nice. But I don't know, it's just different. It is what it is. He likes it, so I guess it really don't matter. So yeah. So I got for tonight, I got some chicken. I can get in and see it. I got some peppers we're gonna cut up, some cheese, there's some chicken down there, some sour cream for the fajitas, and then for tomorrow we got, I got a tomato for later too. Bacon, eggs, you know, basic stuff. If there's any chicken left, I'll throw that in the food tomorrow. So no other goodies. I get some chips, but that's about it. And then we got a little snack. A Bristol cooked ham, yeah. Just spamming a cam is basically all it is. I'm sure it's not good for you. And then I got some Cafe Bustelo. Love this stuff up home because I put it in the espresso machines. I've never tried the instant, so we're gonna try that, and then taco seasoning, and then wraps for tonight. So that'd be cool. So now that we get everything set up, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna ride around, and we're gonna find some punk wood. We don't have a whole lot of fat wood here, because we don't have a whole lot of pines where I'm at right now. I actually have some fat wood in my my bag that we harvested like way back, and it lasts a pretty good time, so pretty good long time. So everything that you see in the last handful of videos that on my TikTok and now going to be YouTube here shortly, are all from those same pieces of wood. Because you can, if you find a down dead tree, and you can whack pieces off and you can just save it. So, but what I'm going to do too is I'm going to go harvest some of that punk wood, and I'll show you different kinds of it, because it's all pretty much the same, but it's just different species of wood. But it's not dependent upon how that's going to work better one or the other. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the can, and I'm going to like charcoal it, just like we do the char cloth. I'm going to show you that too. Won't be in this video, but I'm going to go and harvest it now, and I'm going to show you the differences, and then I'll make another video of just like fire starting stuff. So all right, we're going to get on the ride, and we're going to ride around, look for some stuff. So all right, we'll be back. Let's go take a walk in the woods, and I'll show you some punk wood. It's everywhere. All it is a dead tree that's decomposing. And when you look at it, it can even be wet on the outside, but when you tear it open, you'll see it's like a powdery, fibery substance. And you can do all kinds of stuff with that stuff. Let's go find some. Here's some right here. See, it's just a dead log, and it's decomposing. And after time, this is all just going to turn to dirt and dust and everything else. Is going to go back to the ground. But as you can see, we'll find even a better example how it just crumbles. That's how dry it is. Great fire starter. You make a char cloth and everything with this. Char wood, charcoal, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's just laying on the trail. Let's go find another piece. All right, as you can see here, we've got like a cherry or whatever. That's why it's a little bit different color, but it's the same principles. You can see where it just turns to dust. Now you can take your knife and you can cut into it. And see, a lot of times when it's like that, it can be wet on the top and be completely dry on the inside. But that'll make some really good charcoal. Nice fire starter stuff there. And it's good tinder too, because you can take all this and you break it all up and then you put your magnesium strips and stuff like that into it, and that'll be perfect. But we're going to do all that, but I just want to show you around, show you what that punk wood looks like. But it's pretty simple. But it's all, you know, if you're in a situation where the wood is real wet, just find a piece of this and start breaking it open, and chances are you're going to find something enough to where you can use the inside of it. But yeah, you can turn it over and you can see where it's decaying completely. As you can see here, I'll flip it over. It's just completely falling apart. It's decaying pretty good. See, you can see the difference. See how it's dry here and it's damp here. So, but there you go. Now you know what punk wood looks like. So I'm out walking around, picking up twigs and stuff. So I'm gonna get a fire started here. Getting a little hungry. So it's always good to get that out of the way before it gets dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my my fire started, get my twigs and my smaller pieces and get everything together, and we'll get a fire started. And of course, I'll show you how to do that too, like always. But I'm I got another piece of bark, because I like using a piece of bark to start my fire on, because then that way I can move it. But you can use any little piece of wood or whatever. You can even do it right on top of the fire too, wherever you're gonna have the fire. But that's just what I do. I've done it every different way, so it doesn't really matter. So let's get our stuff together, get our piles up, and we'll get the fire going. All right, so as before, I've done this a million times. This is a piece of fat wood, and basically it's just resin. It's when the pine tree starts dying, it collects resin at the bottom of the tree, and then you can, because the branches will look like this, and then you can break the branches open, and inside of it, there'll be like a pine resin. I don't know the chemical word for it, but it's flammable. So if you can find some of this too, just look around to old dead pine trees on the branches and stuff like that. And sometimes you can find a big old chunk of it like this piece here. And sometimes you can find a big old piece like that, and sometimes just a little piece like that. Now granted, this was a big piece. This was a big branch like this. And then we just chopped it down. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to start it. And then I'm gonna show you all the different sizes of the wood. I brought some of the punk wood with me. Some of this, the lighter stuff. And we're gonna break some of this open. Push it in there. See, I like to use this because it makes like a little cup, puts everything in it. Makes it nice and dry. Get a little bit better piece there, it's falling apart. And then you can put your, you shave your fat wood on top of this. And then that'll get your fire started. It's real brittle. And then we'll take our little knife, which is just a new knife that I just got, like I said, I got a neck knife, and I'll do a video on that too. It's pretty cool. I have their bigger. They make a bunch of different size knives, and they're pretty decent knives, man. I like them. So we're gonna take that. We're just gonna take the end of the knife, the sharp part of the knife, and we're gonna do a bunch of little curly cues and stuff like that. We're just scraping it off there. And then we're just gonna make a little pile, and then we're gonna strike that with the ferro rod, and we'll get some fire going. But I'm gonna show you the piles, how I do the piles of wood, so you can see what we're doing here. All right, so this is how I do my piles, and this is really important when you're doing this kind of fire, because especially if you don't have a whole lot of stuff to start your fire with, you want to be prepared. So you're gonna have your smaller tinder, and then you're gonna move up to a medium size as the fire builds off this size here, and it's just twigs is all it is. And then you're moving up to a little bit bigger twig, and then to a little bit bigger size branch. And then from there you can take and you can put your bigger stuff on top, because once you get to this point, just keep feeding the fire and you'll be just fine. But always try to make sure that you do that. Make sure that you have all your piles set up, because if you don't, that fire's not going to last. When it's little like that, it's not going to last. So you don't want to screw this up. Especially if it's in a survival situation where you've only got a couple little things to get that fire started. Preparation is key to have all that just set up. So all right, let's get the fire started so we can get something to eat. I'm hungry. All right, as you can see, what I did was I got different size shavings here. We got the punk wood in there, and then I got the fat one on top of it. So this is the smaller shavings, and I actually got a couple extra like bigger shavings here, and basically just took and just used the blade side of the knife and just made some curlicues like that. Just some different sizes, and that helps. And you can leave them to the side right there just for a second. Put all this together. We're going to take our ferro rod. Yeah. I'm getting there. There we go. Now start taking your smaller stuff. And you gotta be careful because you don't want to put it out either. Got a nice wind blowing today. Back this up a little bit. And see, once you get that smaller stuff going, you'll be able to add that bigger stuff to it, no problem. Preparation is the key. We got her now. Won't be long, we'll be cooking. Now all you gotta do is just start adding the other pieces to it. As the fire builds, what I like to do is I like to try to make a little bit of a pyramid. You know, feed them in here like this a little bit. So that way you're not smothering the fire. Just like that. We're good to go now. But that's basically how you do it. There's so many different ways to start a fire, but that's one of the basic ones. We'll get into char cloth and the char wood and stuff like that too in the next video. But there, see how quick it was. Just preparation, that's all. Just that's the key to it. You're gonna do it, make sure you're prepared for all your pieces of wood, because once that baby's going, you're good to go. So, and that's it. Just maintain it until you get some good coals, and then now it'll burn the rest of the night now. Boom, just like that. Sweet. Picked up a couple new things yesterday. I got I got a new kettle, 1.5 liter fire maple. I had the GSI version that's similar to this. I think it's only like a liter. You've seen it in the other videos, but I've been super stoked about getting one. They had one that was the same size as the GSI, but I wanted to get something a little bit bigger. So there's usually two of us. Super stoked to use it tonight. I'm gonna throw her on the fire, get her first burned up. But it's got a nice little lock and lid on it. A lot of room to put stuff in. That's part of the reason too, because I got it because the other one, the smaller one, they said the hole's awful small, and I mean you can still get stuff down in there, but I wanted to be able to throw some extra stuff in there. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. And it comes with that mesh net that it comes with. I don't know how long it'll be in that, but yep, it's pretty nice. I'm gonna throw her on there. Also too, I've been wanting to get one of these too. I got a pocket bellows. I don't know if you can see that. It's one of those extendable. I'm gonna use it in the morning. I have a couple things that are like antennas that basically work the same way, but I've been wanting to get like a name brand one here for a while. So I finally went ahead and broke down and got one. Maybe you can see it. Let me get a little closer so you can see it. See if you can see it. The pocket bellows. I'm gonna use that in the morning. I'll do a video of that in the morning, but I've been super stoked about getting one of these too. So, all right, let's put some water in that baby and get it over on the fire. Look at her, she's all shiny and clean. Yeah, that won't be lasting long. We're gonna have to tarnish that baby up, but yeah, super stoked. Just gonna cut up some of these peppers for the fajitas. I got a gnat problem right now. I don't. Better than that than mosquitoes. They're a big pain in the butt. But luckily, I haven't had any problem with them out here tonight, so we should be good. Got gnats everywhere. We are getting there. It's almost done. Trying to mash everything up, get everything incorporated. But she's about there. I'm gonna throw the peppers in here in a minute. And then we are going to eat like kings out here, boy. Yes. Boom. I think the fajitas were a hit. Chicken's not too bad, but I think I'd rather do steak. We'll try that next time. Not too bad. I am not going to complain. At all. Beautiful night. Nice breeze. Good food. Man, beautiful sunset. What more do you want out of life, man? That's why I don't never want to leave. Ate too much. Let's go and lay here in the hammock for a little bit. Enjoy the nice evening. It's 5:30. Man, is it beautiful out. Gonna sleep good tonight, man. It's supposed to get down into the 50s tonight. Food was pretty good. It's quiet. There's a road like, I don't know, a mile or so down the road. It'll get quiet later tonight. Nice breeze through here too. Just hanging out. Just swinging in the hammock. Ah, man. I'm gonna have to get up though, because I ain't gonna be able to. I'll doze off. It's too early for that. I got some beer drinking to do, man. Yeah, that's what the whole point, getting your fire going. I got s'mores tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna wind up having them. I got popcorn too. I don't know if I'm gonna wind up having it or not. But that Jiffy Pop's not too bad. It ain't like what it used to be when it first come out. It's just a little tiny thing now. Of course, I was smaller then too, So, but it's different than what it used to be. It used to be almost kind of like the size of a pie pan. And now it's only about yay big now. And there's not a whole lot of popcorn in it. I remember when they first come out with those things, they were great. We used to take them camping all the time with us. We looked at how the whole thing used to open up, stuff like that. But the things that we used to have back in the day, the simple things that you miss, that you really don't know you miss until you miss them, you know? I don't know. A lot of things I miss from the good old days. Just going out and camping, you know? That's why I've gotten back into it the last couple years. Try to get back into it. I was never a hammock camper though. I was a tent person. Of course, at the time, I don't remember ever seeing a hammock when I was a kid. I mean, we had like the yard hammocks, you know, the big netted yard hammocks we used to have out there, but and I don't think I could sleep in something like that. Because it's nice because when you lay in the hammock, if you lay sideways, you get a pretty good lay. I like the war bonnets though; they're comfortable. The Ridge Runners, I love their stuff. Comfortable. I tell you what, though, I wish it was like maybe another half a foot wider up the top. Would be nice because I'm a big guy. You know what I mean? I got broad shoulders, so every now and again it's odd because my they got there's like a webbing that runs down the whole length of it. I mean, it's not bad for the most part. You get used to it after a while, but and just depends on how you sleep, you know. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's got a nice breeze going through. That Superior Gear's a nice hammock too. I slept out it in the snow. It's pretty warm. And like I said, I don't have one of his top quilts. I've just got the UGQ one when they first come out, and then I got the War Bonds. I mean they both are okay. I like the War Bonnet a little bit better because it's a little bit. I mean I can pull this thing up over top of my head, and it's just more comfortable for whatever reason. I just like the War Bonnet, the Diamondbacks a lot more. Not that the UGQs are bad, because I used it for like 3 years, and then Nathan wound up getting one of the War Bonnets because for whatever reason I think we was trying to get a UGQ one, and they were like out of stock, and it was like going to be a long. I mean, it was like going to be like months or something like that before, because I think when I first bought my first one, it was in November, and I don't think I got that thing until like April. It was a long time. And I almost wound up just getting something else, um, until I wound up getting it. And yeah, it was a long time that it took me to get that for whatever reason. But I think too is because I saw it on there was a YouTube video that they were with Joe Robinette, and they were doing the like a special with him and stuff. That's why I ordered it because I thought, well, shit, I want to get me one of those. Now I'd already had the War Bonnets. I don't think the Diamondbacks were out yet. Maybe they might have been, but I don't know. Everything's a blur from back then, but um, like I say, I got the Superior Gear. I got that for winter time. This works perfect for wintertime. I slept out in the snow with this too. I actually have two underquilts for this, and then like I say, with the top quilt's good for 0. So, you know, or 10. This one's 10, but they're usually rated pretty low. And then if you sleep with like merino wool or something on, you're usually pretty good. So, but, yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get up. I don't want to get up. All right, so I had to get up. So just laying here enjoying the weather and the quietness and an occasional motorcycle and a gas and oil truck. I have I got an Amok Dremora last year. Was it last year? Maybe it's been 2 years. I've used it a couple times. Super comfortable hammock. Warm. I think I got the 0 degree pad that goes with it, because it's got, I'll get it out and show it to you, but it's got it when you don't hook it this way, you don't hook it horizontal, it kind of, I mean, it goes horizontal, but you lay like sticking out, you know what I mean? So the cord's going across you like this. It's pad specific though. You got to have their pad in it, because it's got the way that the pads are. I'll get it out and show it to you when I get it out one of these days. But I've used it probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. And like I say, it's a comfortable hammock. It's hard for me to get in and out of it. Once you get in it, you're fine. In the middle of the night, if you got to pee, you can't have nothing, anything that's laying in there with you, it's going to be out on the ground unless you strap it down or stick, because it's got pockets and stuff like that. But I'll have to bring it out and show it to you and show you what I mean. It's a great hammock though. Super comfortable. It's hard for me to get, I have a hard time getting in and out of it for whatever reason. Maybe it's just because I haven't used it enough. But like this one here, see, I'm just setting in it like this, and you can set, the other one goes in like a chair mode. I don't know. It's just so much simpler to do this. But I'm gonna have to get it out a little bit more, and I have extra stuff like that, so if somebody else comes, they can sleep in or whatever. But I get up and pee a lot when I'm camping, because we hang out and drink a lot of liquids and stuff. So in the middle of the night, I got to get up and pee. Getting out of the war barn or whatever, the Ridge Runner in the middle of the night, it's not quite as bad. It's almost like getting out of a bed. You just roll over and step out of it. Superior Gear, their hammocks, same way. I think everything itself's got its pros and cons, but I like it though. I like the Dremora. It's just hard. It's hard for me to get in and out of. That's all. But yeah, I've got one of those. We got Superior Gear, and I have the 2 Ridge Runners. One's mine, one's Nathan's. So, but yeah, just hang out. We're just in the woods, not the forest, so traffic's not too far away. Like I say, it'll settle down. The later it gets, there'll be very seldom ever will a car come down that back road. But good thing is in the wintertime too, you don't hear almost nothing. There's almost nothing out in the wintertime. Come usually December, January, you'll hear coyotes or whatever out here, but it's not usually that bad though. It's cool to lay in the hammock and hear them in the middle of the night. We get a few screech owls in the morning. Like early in the morning, it'll still be dark, but like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I remember the first time I was out here, and I had one, like, it was up in the tree above me. And if you ain't never heard of screech owl, if that's what they're called, it's like somebody's up in the tree screaming at you. It is crazy loud. It's it's crazy, and you're like, what the heck was that? And if you're not used to it, it'll mess you up a little bit, man. Make you want to go grabbing guns and shit. Doing an awful lot of talking tonight. That's okay though. That's why you come out, man, to reflect. I don't mind coming out by myself. Coming out with other people's cool too, but lets you think. Lets you hear things you didn't hear before. Like I'm looking over at that branch hanging over there just swinging. It's broke, but it's hanging in the tree. Been looking at it for the last hour now. So, food was pretty good. Got the new pot broke in. The Fire Maple, the 1.5 liter. It says 1.5, but then it says 1.6. Man, you know, whatever. But I got that because Nathan and I both come out from time to time, and it's nice to have enough to do 2 coffees at one time. So, sweet. Ooh. I'm just gonna lay back and enjoy the night, man. I'll get back on here in a few minutes, or an hour or 2, maybe. I don't know. It'll be dark probably next time I get back on here. Maybe I'll go take a walk, see what's going on. See if I can see some deer or something. There's a bunch of them up here. All right, later. Go and get out and try to walk around a little bit. Stretch the old legs, burn some of his food off. Ooh. People ask me about my hat. How come I got 2 hats when I go camping? I just do. I'm a ball cap kind of guy, and then I got the other camp hat too. Sometimes that one's not bad in the winter time. But it's hot in the summertime because it don't breathe, so that's why I switch back and forth. That's why some videos I'll have it on, some videos I won't, because it's hot. It's comfortable. I got 2 of them. They're nice in the wintertime. They keep your head warm. But I like the ball cap too. You can smell the fire from out here too. I'll tell you what. Man. I'm panning around. We're gonna go down that way a little bit. A lot of these trails I'll just do one big loop. Let's come back around. All the way out. Ooh, don't get too close now. It's weird. I'm used to using my phone. Let's see if I can come out a little bit farther. I've got like 3 GoPros. The 360 camera. I had a couple drones, but I got rid of them because I just never used them. I got them thinking back in the day when we were shooting movie stuff, I used them a couple times for that, but and then I sell them, and then I wish, oh, I should have kept it, and then that's how I got the last 2 that I had. So every time that I have one, I get rid of it, and then I get this bright idea that I'm going to use it for something, you know, and then I never, I use it that one time and then keep it for a couple years, get tired of it and sell it. So, but most of the time I got all the camera equipment, but most of the time I just wind up using my phone because there's a crow. Because it's just, I have it on me all the time, so it's just easy, and I think a lot of people do. So, and I think too, I think I'll go back and forth. I don't think I'll specifically use this camera all the time, because I just can't have it with me all the time. But I get my phone with me every time. So if I need to shoot a small video, or you know, if I'm going to do a gear review or something like that, I'm tired. I ate too much. I ate too much. But I don't know, man. Got to get out and do some things. Whatever, just find something you like and do it. Because the way things are going nowadays, I don't know. Every generation, I guess, has got their, and I'm Generation X myself, but I was born in '68. The world's a whole different place now. People are different. You know, the weird things that are going on anymore, things that you had never thought about, it's just nonsense. People are losing their minds. I was a big Walking Dead fan when they first come out, because you know, that's what I'm into. I'm into the Jason and stuff like that, the horror stuff. I don't think people are going to have to be dead to be zombies. They're already zombies. The stupid stuff that people do anymore is just completely... I want to get as far away from people as I possibly can anymore. People are just retarded. And there's no sense in it, you know? And it's like, what's going on in your mind, you know, that makes you do the stupid stuff that you do? It's just, I don't know. People are going batshit crazy. But I don't know, who cares? I'm at the point where I don't even care anymore. So, but find something that you love to do it, because you just never know, you know. Tomorrow will be maybe your last day. Don't try to, you know, try not to regret anything. Man, oh, Bigfoot ain't out here, shit. He is, I hope he likes beer. Gonna try to start planning some excursions. Nothing too crazy, you know. Gonna hit a couple, I don't know, camping to me is different than what it used to be. People go camping now, they're like all these trailer parks. And they're like right next to each other. And it never makes sense to me that was never camping when we were kids. When we were camping, you went out in the woods, like you didn't see anybody. And if you saw somebody, it was real rare, you know? Like your family would go out, like my grandfather used to take us out a lot. And you would go out and go camping. And I remember it like it was yesterday. You know, you remember those things. But now everybody's like, they're glamping, is that what they call it? And it's like you're sitting right next to, I mean, you're right in line with each other in trailers and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I guess there's some nice trailers out there. I wouldn't mind having a couple of them, you know, smaller ones or whatever, but not to be in a trailer park, to be out in the woods or, you know, in the desert somewhere where you're out there by yourself. But that's not camping to me. If you're going, my whole thing for camping is to get away from people, not to go from town to another small town where you can't even, you know, you're out there enjoying your fire pit and that, and you know, and everybody, you know, 20 yards from you is doing the same thing. It's just not, that ain't camping. That's just getting out. But the thing of it is, I don't know. That ain't my thing. I don't want to do that shit. I want to get out and enjoy the peace and quiet. And like I say, I'm not that far out in the woods, but it's enough to where I don't have to deal with people. You know? I can't see getting you know, paying $100,000 for a trailer and putting it in a trailer park and then paying a fee to park the trailer on a concrete block, you know, 10 feet from the next guy. Why not just stay in town, you know? Save your money and stay in town. That's, I don't know. It's a whole different thing of camping now. Oh, man. Well, but yeah, the camping back in the day was super cool. I mean, we would go to these really cool places because I grew up in California and I've lived all over. But you get, he would take us to these places where there was like waterfalls and you got to like camp right next to the water. And it was like, oh man, you could go swimming, you know, and it was just the coolest places and stuff like that you can, to go do stuff like that, you know. That's what made it memorable. And then, you know, hanging around the fireplace and all that stuff. I was a Boy Scout when I was a kid. I was Cub Scout, Boy Scout, and made it up to a Weevilo, if anybody knows what that means. We, in California, I think it was Riverside. It was either Orange County or one of the two. I can't remember right, because I grew up in Long Beach. They had one that was a yearly scout troop convention. And you would go there as a kid. and there would be hundreds and hundreds of other kids there. And see, back in the day when we were Boy Scouts, they actually took you places. You actually got to go camping. You know, you had like monthly meetings that you had to go to, and they were super cool. You got to, like, you know, make wallets and shit. So, you know, make patches. That way you can get your patches. You learn how to use like bow and arrows and, you know, knife skills and fire skills. That's where I learned all my fire stuff at when I was a kid. Ooh, this walk's doing me good. But I don't think they do any of that anymore. People are too afraid your kids are gonna get hurt anymore. They dropped us off. We were there for the whole weekend, you know? And we slept in, like, I can't remember if they're called, like, pup tents. They're like A-frames. The older ones we had, it was just like a piece of canvas that went, you had 2 sticks and then a line in the middle, and then you just tied it out with like stakes. You made your own stakes and everything. Need a break. But you, back to the tent thing, and you slept on the ground. You didn't have a pad. Well, you had like a, it wasn't so much a pad, it was like a folded up piece of canvas or some shit like it. And even your sleeping bag wasn't, it ain't like it is now, where they're super warm now. I think I had like an old Army mummy bag, because I think my Uncle Bobby got me when I was a kid, from like surplus, from like Vietnam or something like that. And I love that thing. When I was a kid, I was a lot smaller then, so I fit in them pretty good. Now I can't sleep, Nathan's got a mummy bag, but I can't sleep in them things. I gotta move around. I'm bigger than that now. So we used to go sleep there, and you were there the whole weekend, and you learned how to do all kind of stuff. Make fires, cook. They passed out like a lot of Boys Life magazines back in the day. The Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts had magazines back in the days, and everybody would get one. They give you like a package, and you'd have all these packages of stuff. And in that package you had, like, if you were lucky, you get like a little pocket knife, like a Swiss Army knife. We had those. A little flashlight, which it wasn't all that great flashlight, but when you was a kid, that thing was great. And it took like D batteries. It was a big one. What else was in there? You had some gum, some chiclets. If anybody knows what those are, that's an older gum. And it was just like oddball candies and stuff like that. But you would get those packets. You'd have your tent, and you would go, and it was like troop packs. Every troop pack had its own like little area, and you would like set up all these tents in a big circle, and in the middle of the circle, it was like a big field. Then, when they were doing it then, it was like a big field, and there was trees here and there, but not nothing too crazy. But you'd set up your tents around in this big circle, and it was a big fire pit, and each troop pack had their own fire pit. So you'd set up all those tents, everybody'd get all their stuff out, and you'd be all showing each other the knives and and the little gadgets you had from the day. It was a cool thing to belong to. Everybody had the uniforms, had the patches. In the morning they would do like the reveille and stuff like that, and before dinners and stuff like that, they would do like the troop pack salute. And Christ, I couldn't even begin to even tell you what that was anymore. But the big ass scout troop book, that thing was huge. It was like a Bible. I'll have to see if I can't get online, find one of them things. But man, it's a shame. I tried to, I got 2 kids that are grown up now, and I try to do as much as I can with them. My youngest is more toward camping than my oldest one is. So I try to do as much as I can with him to get him out, to have him experience that, you know, life ain't all about the city, man. You got to get out, enjoy the wet, you know, enjoy the fresh air. But yeah, we got a tree. Ooh, look at that, tree's almost down. That must have just happened. Imagine that. We'll have to cut that one up. But I don't know. It's a shame because it's like we don't have any of that anymore. I know there is a couple of troop packs around here, but it ain't nothing like it is. And we got the whole controversy thing, and then all the fucking problems that they got. And, I'll be messing everything up, man. But yeah, I remember that. Those are the things I remember. And then the troop masters would bring in all these trucks and that, and they would have like these dump trucks full of wood and stuff like that. And you get to go over and try to split this stuff, and then you get to build the fire and stuff like that. It's a shame. So many good things back in the day. People had some kind of characters. You know, they had character, they had some kind of feeling. I don't know. People just hate each other now. There's just so much hate, and I don't understand why, you know? Life's is hard enough. Why do you want to make it harder than what it is, you know? I don't know. It's a damn shame. But I have my memories. We'd sit around and read comic books in the dark, you know? Sit in your tent at night with your little flashlight. Just thought that was the greatest thing in the world, man. You know? World could end right then, and we would have been happy, you know? And then you grow up. But like I say, I grew up in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, and I remember the gas crunch that we had out there. And I remember you could only get gas on certain days. And I remember my stepdad would pull up, and you'd have to wait in line. You were there for like an hour just getting gas. And you had certain, you know, I think it was odd and even days that you had whatever number your license plate was. And my family had a bunch of, family, uncles and them all had a bunch of junk cars that had plates. And they would switch these plates. Switch these plates when we were kids. Just to be able to go like every day to get gas. Can you even imagine what that would be like now? If you told somebody, well, you can't get gas today. You have to wait until, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know. I couldn't even see it now. You know what I mean? People would lose their damn mind. You told them that shit now, you know. People think they got it hard now, man. They got no clue what it used to be like back in the day, you know. I remember, not to go down this big rabbit hole, but I remember when we were kids, and it was early 70s, and we had a power outage, and we were out of power for like a week or something like that. It was crazy. But we had board games and stuff like that. We played Monopoly. We had candles. We had like the hurricane candles everywhere. And we were off, if I can remember, I think we were off school then too. It was wild. I vaguely remember that, but I was real young then. Yeah. The good old days, man. I tell you what, if I could go back, I'd live some of those days again, it'd be great, you know? But that ain't gonna happen. So I'm gonna enjoy what I got now. I'm gonna go enjoy this fire and drink me a beer. Later. So I got like, I got a bunch of saws, but I got the Boreal 21. I've had this thing, I don't know, maybe 2 years. Still got the same blade on it. And it's compact, it's nice. It's a nice little saw. Does the job. Especially with little pieces. If you get anything really, really big, it has a hard time. Like it'll do it. But like, it'll cut it real. You'll start out like and it'll start going like way crooked, you know. But I like it though, and it's compact. So like, I'll show it to you. That's it right there. Let me back the camera up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Yeah. So like here it is, and then what it does is it's got a cam lock, and it unlocks like that. And when you hook it back up, it goes, and there's like a little thing right there. I don't know if you can see it. And then it just locks itself into place like that. I love this saw. It's cool. But it just folds up. The handle flips up. It flips up like this. I can show you the whole thing here. I might have to back up a little bit. And then this thing here, it just like, it folds up into its own handle like that, right? And that's it. It locks it into place, and then you just pack it like that. I mean, it's long, but I have a couple of the Fiskars, the smaller folding ones too, that I'll take with me on smaller stuff. But I bring this one with me, and I like it. And I haven't broken a blade. I've had this thing for like 2 years. It's still got the same blade in it, and I've cut a whole bunch of wood with this too. So I like it. I don't know. This log here is probably, I don't know, 3 inches or something like that. I like it. Like I said, it's about 3 inches or so, and it cuts right through it too. It's hard stuff too. Never had enough wood. The Boreal 21. Oh, I'm gonna do a review on that too, eventually. I keep forgetting, but we'll get her done. All right, so I got the 1968 lamp rebuilt and got a new plunger and everything in it, new plug. So, and I ran it for about, I don't know, 1/4 of a tank, little under half a tank. It was like 6 or 7 hours. So now we get new parts on it. Cleaned all the mantle and everything, put new mantles on it. So we'll see what we got here. What we got? Where's the hole? There it is. Took a while. For last time, once I got it warmed up, it was good. But I put a new lever. Tilt it up a little bit. There we go. I put a new leather pump thing in there. The other one was working, but just sitting in the hammock chilling right now, drinking that coffee. It went all right yesterday. I think I filled up I got some good video. I think I talked too much on some of it, but because I walk around a lot, I don't even know how much. I'm trying to get at least 25 or 30 minutes of it, but I think I got well over that. I filled a card up. So my dumb ass is on the way out here, and I'm in the truck, and I'm thinking, Yeah, you know, I'm probably gonna forget something. I got the tripods and all that fucking happy horse shit. And then I get out here and I take the camera out of the pack. I got to set the battery. I got all 4 batteries, you know. Boy, that thing chews up some batteries too. Um, that's why I got like 4 of them for that little 6300. But, and I walked around and talked a lot too, so that that makes a difference. But I think I got some decent video. I'm gonna go through it today when I get up home. But I only brought 1 card. I think it's the 64 gigabyte one too. It's not for photos. I mean, you can get like 1,500 photos on there. You know, I mean, 54 megabytes. But video wise, shooting like a 4K. Now I got about. I think I got just a little past dinner, and then it started. It pooped out on me, so I had to use my phone. So I should be able to match up the footage in the editor, so it should be all right. But then I got a lot of stuff that I got on my phone like that was just retarded shit. So I don't know if I'll anybody's gonna see any of that shit, you know, other than you guys. But no, it actually went pretty well. So, and I'll send you a video clip because the owls were out last night. I was out in full force at 3 a.m. in the morning, and they came, and I think there was a couple deers that come through here too last night. I only had to get up and pee 1 time. That's unusual, especially for as much as I drank yesterday. But maybe I was dehydrated a little bit. But yeah, I finished up the video this morning, cooked the coffee, said my to-dos. You know what I mean? I'll clean up here just a little bit. It's 9 o'clock now. I'll get done. I'll get the hell out of here, clean up. Ain't much to do. I got most of it cleaned up last night before I laid down. But yeah, it's all right. Went to the other world a little bit, but you know, that's how that shit is. That thing's loud, man. He's probably like right above me. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Cool. Just wanted to record that.